Alrighty, so I've tried to record this video several times now. So I'm just gonna record it while I drive to work because I have to go log into the VA to make sure that I still have access, because I'm gonna start rotating there in a couple of weeks. But I'm gonna be on nights next week, and I do not wanna have to do this when I should be sleeping. So we recently got the test results back for the core exam. The core exam, if you don't know, it's like the major test that we take in radiology. Take it at the end of our third year, and we have to pass it in order to be able to take the certifying exam, but also to be able to like be a radiologist. And turns out your boy is a minimally competent radiologist. They say that it's a minimal competency exam. Sure doesn't feel like it when you're taking it though. But boy, does it feel good to be done. I think part of the reason it feels so good is because this is like the final boss of residency. Like, this is the last big test really that we take. I mean, the certifying exam is not, nobody's afraid of that for whatever reason. So this is like the culmination of like the last 11 years of studying and hard work. Kind of like there's nothing left now. Just gotta finish strong, and we're home free. But the reason that I wanted to make a video about this and talk about this at all is because now that there's no big test, or this thing isn't looming over me anymore, draining my life force and distracting me, I've noticed that I have a little bit more time on my hands now that I'm not studying for core like every spare minute. Seriously, for like since the beginning of February, I guess middle of February, I've been waking up at 4 a.m., studying for 2 hours, then going to work and working a full day, then coming home, and then, oh, I'm just about to hit a deer. Never mind. All right, they're good. And then coming home, and then, doing the dinner routine, the bedtime routine, getting the kids to bed, and then trying to do a couple more hours of studying, like 1 to 1.5 hours, and then go to bed, and then rinse and repeat, like every day. Oh geez, we have like all kinds of hazards happening right here. Somebody lost a load of wood. This is like the time I decide to film while I'm driving, like all this crap is happening. I don't even know what I was talking about. I'm in like at a roundabout, and there's this truck with a full load of wood that was like making the corner a little too tight, and they just lost like all of the lumber that they were hauling into the middle of the road, like all throughout the roundabout. I would get out and help, but there's already like 6 people out there helping, and I'm currently in the middle of the street. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't get out and help. But anyways, so like I was saying, now that the test is passed, I've got like more time for things. And it's like the first time since 2015 that I don't have like a big scary test, or like some scary rotation, or some unknown thing, or complicated application cycle that I have to navigate. Like, there's nothing on the horizon, which is so rare in medical training. It feels kind of like I'm coming to the end of this horrible chapter in my life. I'm not good at meditation or mindfulness. And so kind of my approach for the last 11 years has been just kind of put my head down and just grind whenever I needed to. And that has certainly come at a cost to me, but also to those around me, namely my family, like my wife and kids. And so now that I don't have this thing looming over me, it's like easy for me, like for the first time in a long time, to kind of like be present and take stock of like my situation and really see what I've become. And I think one of the costs of having such a singular focus for so long is that I've become like very one-dimensional and very boring. Like, all I do is radiology, and radiology is fine. I don't particularly love radiology. So the radiology day in, day out kind of diet that I've been on has definitely been taking a toll. So now that this test is done, I mean, I still have to study radiology. Obviously, I still got one more year of residency left. But now that I have a little bit more time than I did before, I think it's a good time to try and re-diversify my interests and maybe try and, I don't know, get a hobby. Like, I used to have so many hobbies before med school. Like, I used to exercise and like go fishing and play basketball and that kind of stuff. And I just, I used to be able to watch a show without feeling immense amounts of guilt. So I'm excited to try and be a person again. One of the things that I want to do is I'm going to learn how to code. I've always wanted to do that. I've always had a good excuse to not do it and to just like keep putting it off. But I'm going to start doing it now. Not because I want to jump ship and like now become super laser focused on like becoming a software developer or anything like that. I just think it's going to be a useful skill to help me do some of the things that I want to do in the future. I also want to start making more YouTube videos. I find the kind of creative process of making YouTube videos rewarding. It's been fun. I haven't been able to do as much as I feel like I should or I could do. So I'm gonna do a little more of that. It's partly the reason why I'm recording while I'm driving. Because like trying to record videos when my kids are around and, you know, my kids have needs and such, makes it a little difficult. And also, now that I'm kind of getting towards the end of residency, I feel like I may potentially have a little bit more say in what my life looks like over the next couple years, at least more say than I've had up until this point. And I've always talked about how my family is a top priority for me, and that's true. I've always tried to make family a priority, but I haven't always been that successful at it. Sometimes, like, just, I don't know, just kind of the nature of this training pathway. You might try really hard to do some stuff, but sometimes you still suck at it. So I just want to make sure that my next couple decisions here are really setting me up to walk down the path that I actually want to be on. I don't want to just kind of fall into the default pathway of like joining a private practice and then grinding away every day for like the next 20 years just because that's what's comfortable or familiar or kind of what's expected. I've actually decided that for my job, I'm gonna take a job working 1 week on, 2 weeks off, doing teleradiology, because I feel like that's gonna be a better situation for my family, be able to spend time with my kids, because I still, you know, my kids are still young, they're growing up. And I want to be present for that. And I also have other interests, you know, other things that I'd like to explore a little bit more that I have not been able to. So I don't really know why I'm making this video, other than maybe if you're on this path and feel like it's never going to come to an end. It does eventually, I guess. And also maybe just to say that up until this point, the videos I've been making on YouTube are pretty much just, you know, a representation of whatever I happen to be doing at the time. And up until this point, it's just been me studying and building study resources and kind of messing around with AI tools and coding and stuff. I don't know if that's going to change that much, really, because I've quit Anki like, I don't know, 4 times at this point, and I always end up going back to it because my brain is like broken and only learns if I force feed it flashcards. But there may be less Anki stuff and maybe more coding stuff because I'm going to be pivoting more towards trying to learn that. And I've actually started a little bit, which I'll make a video talking about kind of how I've been studying and learning about coding. I'm actually learning to code Python right now, and it's been a lot of fun. I've actually been able to make a few cool projects, which hopefully I'll be able to share with y'all. So that's something else. Trying to find a parking spot that is semi-close to the elevator here. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully make some more YouTube videos with a little bit more frequency, and I'm gonna learn how to code properly. And I hope that helps me make more useful stuff that I can share. Finally, I should finally be able to get back to developing some of the other projects that I've like kind of half worked on. Trying to work on some projects that I want to leave with the residency. So when I leave, the other residents will have hopefully some better tools and resources to use to prepare for core. So it's an exciting time. I feel super relieved that the test is over. I also need to say that even though it's just my name on that test result, the person that I have to thank for my success on the test and just even being able to get to this point, it's all thanks to my wife. Yeah, I would have failed or definitely quit a long time ago if it wasn't for her. So I just hope that I can make all of this terribleness worth it for both of us going forward. That's my goal. All right, catch you in the next one.